Bootsy Greenwood here, and I am coming to you live from Barton Springs in Austin. I'm trying to not wear my sunglasses, it's so bright. I might just have to do it. And I want to talk to you about why the manifestation model is broken. Manifestation, we're going to manifest, the law of attraction. Everyone's talking about it. It is such a tired topic, and all nuance has become lost. And those of you who have been following me for a while, you understand this. You understand that there's a dark side of manifestation, that the law of attraction also works as the law of repulsion. It keeps things away from us that we want. When we obsess about them, when we desire them too much, when we fantasize about these things, the more that we run these images through our minds and these imaginations that we wish we had, the more we long for something, the further away we're actually pushing it from our own reality. Now, why is that? I challenge you to answer that question because it is a little bit of a quagmire, right? If I want something, why does that make it harder to get what the thing is that I want, right? Shouldn't it just be easy? Shouldn't it be that if I want something, then I can just go and get it? Well, in reality, it is actually that easy. At least sometimes it is. But what happens is when we obsess about something, when we desire something, we're creating what the Reality Transurfing book calls excess potential. So we're actually using our emotions, which is the mechanism for the video game that we call reality, against our own wishes. Now, this is why dreams don't come true. This is why what you wish for and what you hope for, you never really get. But the thing that you're indifferent to, the thing that you don't care if it comes or goes, is so easily obtained. So I want you to think about reality as a video game. It's a really helpful metaphor. What do they say in metaphysics? That as above, so below. So if there's a model in reality, and it's the video game, then we can see that the video game actually has to play by the same rules that reality does, right? The lower reflects the higher. And there's no real way around that. So in the video game, let's take a very simple video game like Mario Brothers, where there's just a joystick and an A button and a B button, okay? I wanna make this as simple as possible. We're gonna make it extremely binary here. And I want you to think about your emotional relationship to the world and your emotional relationship to the things that you want. Because it's not that you can't want something. Like, that's not wrong. You're not programmed to not want anything, to be this like emotionless, zombied out robot who just goes through life and just like is a video game character. But I want the metaphor to ring true, because whenever it is and however it is that we approach something and the emotions that we have, those are the mechanisms that are actively working either in our favor or to our detriment. The more that we react positively to the circumstances of the world, the more that we open ourselves up to better and better possibilities, better and better circumstances, more and more opportunities. Whereas the more we react negatively to the stimuli, the more we are closing ourselves down to opportunities. We're not actively seeing them. So what we want to do is open up our awareness and start to key off of the things that are happening to our benefit and give gratitude toward those things. And then when something negative happens, and this is extremely counterintuitive, we want to give gratitude to that too. Because whether we know it or not, no matter what happens, it's actively pushing us to our goal. Now, this is something that is really, there's a lot of resistance to this idea. And I understand why. It's because we want the thing, we want our Oompa Loompa now. We're very impatient, and I'm the king of that, right? Like, I'm maybe the most impatient. I want the thing that I want, and I want it now. But whenever we focus on that thing and we daydream about it and we obsess about it, we're actively making it more difficult and getting into our head and making it harder and harder and harder to obtain that which we seek to want to have. And I'm a perfect example of this. I've lived it personally time and time again. Like, I've seen it happen. And I have personally seen this model work for my benefit and for my disadvantage time and time again. And I think that's kind of what qualifies me to talk about it, is that I've actually sabotaged my own progress, my own results, and my own success so much that I know exactly what that looks like, I know exactly what it feels like, and I know how frustrating that is. So on this joystick, on this controller that we have, up, down, left, right, is pretty self-explanatory. Then we have A, B, okay? And let's just say A is a positive button and B is the negative button, okay? Whenever we want something, we want to work our way toward it. We want to work our way toward it. We want to take action. Every action that we take with the joystick moving toward the thing is actively dispelling excess potential, right? All the stuff that we drum up by obsessing and fantasizing, all that energy that's working against us, kind of like a weather system, the more that we take action, the more we're dispelling it. And every action that we take, if we celebrate that action, then that creates the wave of fortune, as it's talked about in Reality Transurfing. Now, if we were to take an action and then we didn't get the outcome we thought we should have, then it's really easy to get negative about it. Like, I did this thing, it didn't work out exactly how I wanted it to, and now I'm upset. Now I'm in a negative frame, I'm pissed off, and I'm actively saying, this wasn't good, it wasn't good enough, blah, 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 blah. You express your dissatisfaction. Let's call that the B button, okay? And that negativity creates the opposite of the wave of fortune, okay? It creates an induced transition or an induced shift or a downward spiral. So we're actively hitting that B button every single time we take an action and it doesn't go our way. So how do we resolve this? How do we get the thing that we actually want? Well, first of all, we need to take action. We need to take action toward our goal. And every time that we take action, we need to celebrate the action and not the outcome toward our goal. Every single action that you're taking is actively propelling you toward your goal, whether the results seem like it or not. And if you begin to lean into that and trust the process, then you begin to obsess less and fantasize less and focus on the action that needs to be taken in the moment. That gives you presence, that allows you to open up, and it changes your perspective, that part of us that's our confirmation bias, to open up to possibilities and to actively see chances to hop in and grab that opportunity when it presents itself to us. So what we want to do is take action. What Vadim says is we want to take action like we're walking toward the letterbox or the mailbox. And in each action that we take, we want to celebrate that step. We did it. No matter what the particular outcome was, it doesn't matter. It's not about the outcome, it's about the action. And the more that we focus on the action, the better our results are going to be over time, and the more we're building a wave of fortune, and we're building a positive momentum, a positive disposition toward that which we want to see in our life. So it's so much easier for that to come into our life because we're less focused on the outcome and more focused on the process. That's the only way to get to that level of indifference where you're not like clinging for the outcome. The more you cling for the outcome, it's like trying to pick up water. You're never going to be able to pick it up. But the more that we appreciate ourselves, appreciate the actions that we're taking, appreciate and give gratitude toward taking whatever step was necessary in that moment, the more we dispel all the excess potential and the more that that potential starts to work in our positive favor toward the outcome that we wanted. And essentially, and you know this if you've ever accomplished a goal, as soon as you stop caring and forget about it, it shows right up into your reality. It's a crazy paradox. But if you learn to embrace it and open up to it and start to use that joystick, that remote control, to your benefit by taking actions, celebrating actions along the way, and not being attached to the outcome so much, right? The more those results start to pour in. And here's the kicker, okay? This is the best part. If you stuck around this long, here's what's gonna happen. Whatever that outcome was that you wanted so bad, but you took action and you allowed yourself to keep moving forward without obsessing and you got immersed in the process, here's what's gonna happen. The outcome that you wanted might not be the outcome that you actually get. In fact, the outcome that you will get will be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 times better than the outcome you initially had in mind. The universe will grant you a surprise party, and it will celebrate your work and your action and put you in a position that was better than you initially dreamt up. And so that's why we want to allow things to be where we are, to get immersed in the process, to celebrate every action, and to move forward, chipping away step by step by step toward the outcome that we want. It's going to allow that excess potential to drip off every single action that we take, and then ultimately we'll leverage all that excess energy into an even better outcome, something that we couldn't even dream up at the time. And I'm telling you guys, it's happened to me multiple times over and over again. So I want you to try it if it's not something that you've experienced before. But as I sit here and talk about this idea, I know that you've experienced this. It's like as soon as you give up on a goal, it shows right up in your life. This is the paradox. So we can actively use this to our advantage and harness it in a way that we're consciously doing it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to, of course, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and leave me a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear what your experience has been like, and I really, really appreciate you taking the time for watching it. Check out my Patreon. I've got a free course to help you find your purpose, your true goal. And what that's gonna do is put you in alignment so it's even easier to accomplish the goals along the way to that much larger goal and turn your life into a celebration. Thanks so much for watching this video. We'll see you next time. Peace.